Hello and welcome to the sixth and hopefully final edition of the Timeform pub quiz. Now I say final because we promised to do one of these quizzes every week while there was no racing on, and we're racing in France on Monday and hopefully we'll be racing in the UK this time next week, if not a few days later. So if all goes to plan, this will indeed be our last quiz. Got 5 rounds for you this week, each round with 5 questions on different topics from across the racing spectrum, and your answers will be at the end. So we'll start this week with flat jockeys who have raced over the jumps. Question 1. Which race provided Fran Berry with his only Cheltenham Festival winner as a jumps jockey? Which race provided Fran Berry with his only Cheltenham Festival winner as his time as a jumps jockey? Question number 2. Which jockey rode Balasanti at the Cheltenham Festival and Royal Ascot during the 1990s? So which jockey rode Balasanti at both the Cheltenham Festival and at Royal Ascot during the 1990s? Question number 3. Richard Hughes won the Irish Champion Hurdle on which horse? So on which horse did Richard Hughes win the Irish Champion Hurdle? Question number 4. Which future flat jockey fell at the first in the 2001 Grand National aboard 150 to 1 outsider at Prince? So which future flat jockey fell at the first in the 2001 Grand National aboard 150 to 1 outsider at Prince? Finally, question number 5. Which horse provided Dougie Costello with his only Cheltenham Festival winner? So which horse provided Dougie Costello with his only Cheltenham Festival winner?
Hello, this round is all about Group 1 winners who graduated from handicaps. So for anyone who has perhaps struggled in previous editions of this quiz, it's proof that there's still time to prove yourself in the very highest company. So on that note, we'll move on to question 1, which is, can you name the 2 winners of the Stewards Cup at Goodwood this century who went on to taste success at the highest level? So can you name the 2 winners of the Stewards Cup at Goodwood this century who went on to taste success at the highest level? So moving on to question 2. Which horse trained by Sir Michael Stoute was beaten from a mark of 95 on his final 3-year-old start before going on to become a globe-trotting superstar over the next couple of years, with his wins including the Breeders' Cup Turf and the Japan Cup? So which horse trained by Sir Michael Stoute was beaten from a mark of 95 on his final 3-year-old start before going on to become a globe-trotting superstar over the next couple of years, with his wins including the Breeders' Cup Turf and the Japan Cup? So the next question. Which horse took 14 attempts to break his maiden, being beaten from marks in the low 60s along the way, before going on to become a Group 1 winning stayer as a 7-year-old? So which horse took 14 attempts to break his maiden, being beaten from marks in the low 60s along the way, before going on to become a Group 1 winning stayer as a 7-year-old? So on to question 4. Which horse was a 6-length winner of the THIRSK Hunt Cup in 2012 before returning the following year to win 2 Group 1s? So which horse was a 6-length winner of the THIRSK Hunt Cup in 2012 before returning the following year to win 2 Group 1s. And the last question, the horses who finished first and second in the Queen Anne Stakes in 2018 had also filled those places in a handicap at Ascot the previous autumn. But can you name those 2 horses? So the horses who finished first and second in the Queen Anne Stakes in 2018 had also filled those places in a handicap at Ascot the previous autumn. But can you name those 2 horses?
So with the resumption of racing hopefully just around the corner and a few bumper weekends in store, the next round is all to do with races that will hopefully be run on the last weekend in May, so the second weekend back. So the first question is, Red Evie won the Lockinge in 2007 for Michael Bell, but she is the dam of which Arc de Triomphe winner? So that's Red Evie is the dam of which winner of the Arc? Question number 2. Who was the last horse to have won the Palisade Stakes and then go on to win the King's Stand at Royal Ascot in the same year? So that's which horse won the King's Stand and the Palisade in the same year? Question number 3. Golden Horn was the last horse to complete the Dante Derby double. But which horse, also a Derby winner himself, finished second to him on both those starts? So that's who finished second to Golden Horn in the Dante and the Derby before winning the Derby themselves. Question number 4. Only 2 horses have won the Yorkshire Cup twice. Stradivarius has won the last 2 renewals, but which other horse has won the race twice? So that's which horse, apart from Stradivarius, has won the Yorkshire Cup twice. And then finally, question number 5. SARISKA was the last horse to have won the MUSIDORA and go on and win the Oaks in the same year. But what was unusual about the last 2 starts of her career? So that's what was unusual about the last 2 starts of SARISKA's career. Best of luck.
Right, on to the next round, and this round is going to be all about one of my favourite horses of all time, and I'm sure a lot of other people's as well, in Q-Card. So, question 1. At which racecourse did Q-Card make his debut? Question number 2. Q-Card won his first 4 races under rules, but who was the first horse to beat him? So Q-Card won his first 4 races and he came second in his 5th. Who beat him that day? Question number 3. Q-Card won 18 races during his career, which spanned over 8 years, but only one of them wins came in a handicap. What was that race? And a bonus point if you can name the year of that race as well. So Q-Card, in his whole career, he only ever won 1 handicap. Name that race, and for a bonus point, name the year. Question number 4. Q-Card finished 3rd in the 2016 Charlie Hall Chase at Wetherby. Which 16 to 1 shot won the race that day? So which 16 to 1 shot won the 2016 Charlie Hall Chase at Wetherby, beating Q-Card? And finally, question 5. 5 jockeys have ridden Q Card during his racing career. Name them. So name the 5 jockeys who have rode Q Card during his racing career.
Hello again, I hope you're well. The next round is going to be on racing silks. So we'll crack on with question 1. And question 1 is, what links the silks of Earl Cadogan, Lady Bamford, Mrs. Susan Roy and Mrs. Patricia Hunt? What links the silks of Earl Cadogan, Lady Bamford, Mrs. Susan Roy and Mrs. Patricia Hunt? Question 2. So which 2 champion owners, one flat, one national hunt, and at their peak roughly 20 years apart, shared near identical silks of blue and green with a white cap with green polka dots? And for a bonus point, which of the 2 owners' silks had green sleeves and a blue body? Question 3. A UK sporting legend with the nickname Golden Girl shares her surname with a horse, which, given the silks the horse carries, seems unlikely to be complete coincidence. What is the name of the horse? So question 4. The 2000 Derby has not been bettered this century according to Timeform ratings, with the winner's performance rated 134 and the second place horse's performance rated 132, which itself is the highest rating afforded to any winner since then. But what design featured on both the first and second placed horses' silks in the 2000 Derby? Finally, question 5. Might Bite has been one of the most characterful horses seen in recent years over the jumps, and the silks he carries, those of the Not Again partnership, are equally vibrant, but what 4 colours comprise those silks? So all 4 for the point please. What 4 colours appear in the silk carried by Might Bite?
Right, it's time for the answers for the round, all to do with flat jockeys running over the jumps. Question 1 was, which race provided Fran Berry with his only Cheltenham Festival winner during his time as a jumps jockey? And the answer to that was the Coral Cup in 1999. Question 2 was, which jockey rode Balasini to win at both Royal Ascot and the Cheltenham Festival during the 1990s? And the answer to that was Mark Perrott, and that was in the 1993 Ascot Stakes and the 1994 Stayers Hurdle. Question number 3 was, Richard Hughes won the Irish Champion Hurdle on which horse? And the answer to that was Cockney Lad, and that was in 1997. Question number 4 was, which future flat jockey fell at the first in the 2001 Grand National aboard 150 to 1 outsider Art Prince? And the answer to that was Jim Crowley. And finally, question number 5 was, what was Dougie Costello's only Cheltenham Festival winner? And that was Countrywide Flame in the 2012 Triumph Hurdle.
Okay, so let's spin through the answers quickly. The answer to question 1, the 2 winners of the Stewards Cup at Goodwood this century, who went on to taste success at the highest level, they were Patavellian and Borderless Scott. The answer to question 2, the handicapper who became a successful globetrotter for Sir Michael Stoute, that was Pilsudski. The answer to question 3, the horse who took 14 attempts to break his maiden before going on to become a Group 1 winner as a stayer. That was Sergeant Cecil. The answer to question 4, the horse who won the Hunt Cup at THIRSK by 6 lengths before winning 2 Group 1s the following year. That was Far. And the answer to question 5, the horses who finished 1st and 2nd in the Queen Anne Stakes in 2018, having filled the same 2 positions in a handicap at Ascot the previous autumn. They were Accidental Agent and Lord Glitters.
So, time for the answers. Question number 1, Red Evie is the dam of which Arc de Triomphe winner? That was, of course, Found. Question number 2, the last horse to have won the Palace House and then go and win the King's Stand in the same year. That was Profitable for Clive Cox in 2016. Question number 3, Golden Horn won the Dante in the Derby. Which other Derby winner was second to him both those times? That was, of course, Jacobs. Question number 4, only 2 horses have won the Yorkshire Cup twice, Stradivarius being one. Who was the other? That was Ardross, won it in 81 and 82 for Henry Cecil. And then finally, question number 5, what was unusual about Sariska's last 2 career starts? She refused to race on both those occasions.
Right, it's now time for the answers for the cue card round. Question 1 was, at which racecourse did cue card make his debut? And that was at Fontwell. Question 2 was, cue card won his first 4 races, but he was finished second in his 5th. Who was the first horse to beat him? And that was Menorah in the 2010 International Hurdle at Cheltenham. Question number 3 was, what is the only handicap cue card has won during his career? And that was the Haldon Gold Cup at Exeter, and you got a bonus point if you name the year, which was 2012. Question number 4 was, cue card finished 3rd in the 2006 Charlie Hall Chase at Wetherby. Which horse won that race? And that was Irish Cavalier. And finally, question 5 was, name the 5 jockeys to have rode cue card during his career. And they were Joe Tizard, Darrell Jacob, Aidan Coleman, Paddy Brennan and Harry Cobden.
Right, so it's time for the answers to the Silks round. Question 1. What links the Silks of Earl Cadogan, Lady Bamford, Mrs. Susan Roy and Mrs. Patricia Hunt? Well, if you didn't get it, the question might have been a bit easier if I'd have included Godolphin or perhaps Mrs. John Magnier. The answer is that these silks are all just one solid colour. In these cases, pale blue, maroon, lavender and fuchsia. So that's just one colour. Question 2. Which 2 champion owners shared near identical silks of blue and green with a white cap with green polka dots? The answers were Robert Sangster on flat and David Johnson with the jumps. And for the bonus point, it was David Johnson silks that had green sleeves and a blue body. Question 3. The UK sporting legend with the nickname Golden Girl is the 10 times World Darts champion Trina Gulliver. So it seems unlikely to be complete coincidence given the silks of the horse in question are the dartboard silks, and the horse itself is of course also called Gulliver. Question 4. So the 2000 Derby was won by Sindar, owned by the Aga Khan, and second was Saki, owned by Sheikh Hamdan, and the feature of both of their silks was epaulets. In question 5, the 4 colours appearing in the silks carried by Might Bite are orange, black, yellow and pale blue. So orange, black, yellow and blue for the point.